Let me hook you with this, okay? It's a story about the time I almost died. Oh, now you're
I'm hooked.
There we go. You're hooked as well.
I'm in.
Okay, so I gotta give it a little bit of context. So basically, we filmed the video like 8 hours away. It was a normal video. We finished at midnight. All the boys slept well. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. We're just normal.
Yeah,
normal guys.
Good Carolina boys.
So good night's sleep. We start our drive home. It's a 8-hour drive with me and like 2 of my other friends. And so I mean, I'll get rid of the fluff, but like we're just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast with David Blaine. We're at the part where like Joe stabs him in the bicep. Just really, we're loving it.
Yep.
And I'm just listening, sitting there, and then my friend driving, which I don't even really want to name his name because I don't want to embarrass him.
Don't do it.
Yeah, he just says, "Can we pull over to a gas station? I don't feel too good." And I'm like looking at the road, and I turn and look to my left, and his head's just bobbling, and he's just like,
Wait, is he driving?
yeah, down the highway, and he's just like dead.
What are you talking about?
Like his arms just went limp like that. He just said that.
Fell asleep.
The guy driving the car?
Yeah.
He gave you one warning, then fell asleep.
Well, it wasn't even like a warning.
Not even a warning. Just like, hey.
I don't feel so good. And then I look over and he's just like this. And so it's him driving. I'm just going to call him Andrew because I don't want to put him on blast. And then my friend Tyler is sitting behind him. So I instantly am like, this fucker fell asleep. So I grab the wheel. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. And I'm just kind of like keeping the car going straight. And I just yell, "Wake the fuck up." And I'm like yelling.
Yeah.
And he's not waking up. And a few seconds go by, and then Tyler in the back seat literally punches him in the head. His head just goes to the side. And doesn't,
Knocked him out. He was going to wake up, and then he knocked him out cold. What do you do when you're trying to wake up your friend? Knock him out. Knock him out.
So we're just
hope
like
he wakes up.
screaming, "Wake up," as we're going down the highway. And like his foot, though, is still on the gas. So we're like slowly going a little faster. Now we're going like 80 or 85.
Hell yeah.
And I'm
Now
just
it's getting
like,
interesting.
exactly. And I have my hand on the steering wheel. I'm in the passenger seat. And this is a big car with like a console in the middle. So I'm like barely grabbing it. And I just like, Tyler, I don't think this fucker's going to wake up. And so,
Well, how long has this been going on at this point?
like probably like 6 or 7 seconds. I mean, we're moving quick.
Okay.
He's like literally dead. And just like,
Okay.
And so I was like, I gotta, in my head, I'm like, I gotta take his foot off the gas. But the
Yeah.
problem is because there's a console and everything.
Of course.
To take it.
You have to move a 200-pound human who's,
Well,
by the
no,
way,
but-
knocked unconscious.
No, but not even that. It's like I can't touch his foot on the pedal without leaning below the wheel, and so I can't see the road. So I'm steering the car, but to take his foot off the gas, I have to put my head below the steering wheel so I can reach it. So I'm like driving, and I was just like, we can't go 100 miles an hour. There's cars everywhere. There's a fucking dude riding our ass, and I'm like, my fucking driver's dead. Can you just chill for 5 seconds?
Can you imagine being the car next to him, looking over and seeing Mr. Beast like bobbing down under the steering wheel, and the guy in the back's punching the dude in the head? Like, what did I just see? Like, what?
I know. And so I just was like, I gotta slow this car down. So I was just like, fuck it. And I just put my head below the wheel. I grabbed his foot and just threw it off the gas. And then I look up and I'm like, oh, we're still going straight. And then, I lean over, tap the brakes, look up. And I'm just doing that.
You're tapping the brakes with your hand?
Yeah, with my other hand.
Yeah. Smart.
How else?
It's the best play.
This is crazy.
I still have my seatbelt on. I can't reach over and unplug it. There's a console. It's like fucking choking me.
And homie's
sometimes.
not waking up?
No, he's just dead. Like literally, he's just
Wait,
like,
is he like actually dead?
That's
Because
what I
you-
was gonna
You
ask.
said he's literally dead so many
Yeah,
times.
let me keep going. It's the wildest thing. I've never thought this would ever happen in a million years. And so I just was like, fuck it. I got to get us off the road. You know how like on the side of the highway, there's those strips you hear when you're like,
Yeah.
So I just like, I leaned over. I had my foot on the brake and slowly like pulled off, and I could hear the strip on the right tires.
You were driving the car based on
the strip, the
on
sound.
hearing.
Yeah, because I couldn't really see you. And then I heard it on the left wheels, and I was like, okay, we're off the fucking highway. I looked up to make sure, and then I just slammed on the brakes. And we're off. We didn't hit a car. We're just on the side of the highway. And so I think everything's over. I literally, the second I let off the brake so I can put the car in park, which is like on my stomach in the console, he comes back to life. His heart starts beating again, which I'll explain what happened. And he just stomps on the gas. And I'm like sitting up, not with my hand on the brake anymore, because he came back to life, and because what he was doing was driving, he instantly started driving again. That was because it was just like.
So he floored it.
Yeah. And so I, like literally, we're on the side of the highway. I instantly bent back over to touch the brake, but I was like, fuck, we could go right on the road and just get hit 70 miles an hour. So I just yoinked the wheel to the right. So we just slammed into a concrete wall, and that just stopped the car.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and then my head's like fucking bleeding, and I have marks everywhere. And Tyler just
my God.
runs around and just rips him out of the car.
Yeah.
And then I lean up, put the car in park. And so to explain what happened to him is his heart just stopped beating. It just literally stopped beating. He has a rare condition.
No
It's super rare.
way.
So by all metrics, he was literally dead, and there's a dead man driving the car.
Oh, he was
So he actually
literally
was
dead.
dead.
And then he came back,
Got it.
did it, and then his heart stopped beating again.
How does your boy in the backseat feel about punching a dead man in the back?
Oh, dude, he was freaking out. Like,
Fuck him up.
The funny joke is like, my friend Tyler thought we were gonna die. And once he realized the punching wouldn't wake him up.
Get him.
He's dead.
No,
Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
Not only that, he was choking the motherfucker too.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
when that didn't work, he's like, yeah.
Drive the car.
No joke. He's from behind him just like that. Yeah. Like what we're gonna see in WWE tonight pales to what Tyler did to the guy driving.
This poor guy, dude.
Damn.
So
And he was so hell-bent on destruction when he came back to life, he's tried to kill him again. He's like, fuck Mr.
well,
Beast.
actually, there's a good ending between those two because when his dad's a paramedic and he was taught like if people pass out, put their legs above their heart. So when he pulled the guy out of the car, he lifted his legs above his heart, and then that caused the blood flow and caused his heart to start beating again.
Will he ever drive again? Because he probably shouldn't.
Well, he got so after that, our car slammed in a wall. I'm just bleeding in the face, and then the guy after Tyler put his legs above his heart started beating again, and he goes, "Can someone hand me a water?" And I just said, "Fuck your water! You almost
killed us, dude.
And he doesn't know any of it because he wasn't technically wasn't alive, and he's just like, "Why are we here? What's going on?"
And that whole ordeal was probably what?
25 seconds.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy how quick all of the craziest shit can happen. Like the
Exactly.
real life fast thinking scenarios, and you did the right thing.
If Tyler was in the passenger seat, I think we would have died. Like, honest to God.
Bro, you didn't panic.
I don't know where. Well, actually, let me give you a second story. Which is weird as fuck. But when I was in Little League, my coach was driving me home. He stopped at his house to like go grab some stuff. I don't remember because it was on the way to my house. And so he just gets out, darts inside. He forgets to put his car in park.
Oh, God.
And I'm 10
Classic.
years old. I'm sitting in like the front seat. And the car just starts moving in his driveway. And I don't know what to do. I looked over, and I'm 10. I've never driven a car. And I know like one's gas, one's brake. But I'm like, I want to stop the car, but if I accidentally press the gas, I'm thinking we're just going to go through the house and I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't do anything. And the car just hit the side of his house. And he was so mad. And I was dramatized for the longest time. I was like, Mom, I could have stopped it. And I just didn't know. And so when I saw him passed out, I was like, I'm not fucking up this time.
When you don't know what to do, don't do anything. So when you were 10, I'm not sure you did make the wrong decision. But you're 10 years old.
But
It's not
I
your
could have
fault.
literally just reached over and touched the brake.
Or you could have accelerated through the entire house.
Yeah. Well, that's what
You like gambling, Jimmy? Did you not like it when you were 10?
True. And so anyways, I got that flashback where the second I saw the dude pass out, I was like, not this time. I know what to do.
I won't make that mistake again.
Which Tyler didn't have that trauma when he was 10, so I don't think he would have acted the same way I did. Because I replayed that scenario so many times in my head when I was a little kid.
Are you about to cry?
Are you
I
crying
am.
right now?
It's weird. Whenever I like yawn, I tear up. I fucking hate it. If this happens to you, please comment. It does.
Oh, it's like a thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. I'm like,
I know.
He's
I
like
don't
when I was 10. You know the
drama
car hit
from
the side of the house.
No,
My
here.
coach didn't start me.
All right, now I'm insecure about it. Let me.
No. Did this last one, because you were moving pretty fast, that had to be scary. Does that fuck with you at all? Does it change your outlook at all? Do you think a little bit differently after that, or
A
do you
little
just-
bit.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like, I didn't even hit 100 million subscribers. I don't want to die yet.
Is
But
everything?
here, let me give an ending real quick. And
Go.
for like a few weeks, they couldn't find what was wrong with his heart. And then they were just doing tests. It was like the 5th time. And his heart just stopped in the middle of the test. And the thing went flat. And then they
shit.
were like, oh. And they just did surgery.
oh wait, so they didn't know he had a.
Probably, no. The paramedics and
Previous-
everything were just like, there's nothing wrong with him. His like white blood cells, everything's normal.
So this accident actually led to the discovery of this heart.
Yeah,
thing?
and he probably would have died.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
And then
there you go. That's probably why it all happened.
maybe. There you go. You know, they just had to almost kill me for us to find out. But then they just put a pacemaker and now he's fine. If his heart stops, the pacemaker just kicks it back in.
Okay.
So
Cool. So
Somewhere-
drive that car. Get behind.
Yeah.
Get back behind the
I
wheel,
told him
baby.
he's not allowed to drive a non-Tesla for the rest of his life.
Somewhere Tyler's just waiting for that pacemaker to give out.
Oh, wait. Actually, so
I
that's
swear
what's
to
funny.
God. He's like, the second he drops, I'm gonna punch the
Me
shit out
and
of this
Tyler were
motherfucker.
joking because like if he didn't wake up, they would have thought it was attempted homicide because he's like fucking bruised on his head from us wailing, and it looks like we just jumped him on the road.
Can you imagine that headline? Mr. Beast is under arrest for vehicular manslaughter assault. I don't even know what it would be called.
People would just be confused why you beat up the driver.
Exactly.